Pato O'Ward, I need to figure something out. We're at Barber Motorsports Park, where in your full-time IndyCar career, I believe you finished 4th here, you've won here, finished 4th again. You're good at all the tracks, but it seems like you're really good here. Tell us how and why. Give us all your secrets. We'll give them to all the other drivers. But
don't jinx me, Marshall. Don't jinx me.
When you come here, though, you seem to be locked in. What is it about this place?
Man, I love this place because it's so high commitment, and you get to really enjoy what an IndyCar has to offer, downforce-wise, power-wise. It really became even more of a loved track for me when they repaved this place. And it seems to be a trend, I would say, with all the other tracks that they've repaved. Like, man, I used to hate Road America, and I freaking love it now.
Repaved?
Yes, repaved. I heard Mid-Ohio's getting repaved. Laguna was a big step forward in terms of grip. It's just so much more enjoyable when you get to really feel what a car like this can do, rather than if you're just like sliding around, you know. And I don't know what it is around this place. I think Birmingham's very peaceful. I love coming here with all the beautiful trees. The facility is, you know, world class. The track layout, I know it was for motorcycles, but a freaking IndyCar around here is awesome. And
what are there specific corners where you're like,
man, the last sector.
Yeah.
Oh, the last sector.
About that down the hill. I mean,
I've had so many like close calls there. But when you get it right, it is freaking cool.
Describe the commitment, because your body is getting crushed in the side of the car. You're having to steer like, I mean, it's a workout. You've got to be precise. It happens so fast.
A lot of it is blind. So, for example, after the flat-out chicane, coming into turn 12, it's a blind downhill. But if you get too greedy there, then you're way too far right, and then when you get up onto 13, where the crest comes, that's where it'll bite. So like, you had a great lap coming along, but you've made a mistake there, but you're like, oh, I don't want to give up too much in 13, and you get really greedy. But man, you're shipping it off, just because when you go over the crest, if you have just a little bit more wheel than what you want, like the car will snap. So you have to be really, it's a very delicate, I guess, kind of, I wouldn't say approach, but you need to be really precise on where you're kind of like stuffing the nose in and really committing, because once you commit, you can't be like, oh, I'm too early, let me go a little bit later. Like, you gotta have it pretty spot on. And that is it's probably the most rewarding section on the track, because you finish your lap and it is the fastest. Like in qualifying and alternates, you'll probably see us go flat down into 12, touch the brake, go down a gear, and then just commit to full throttle before we're over the crest and just hope the car doesn't take us further than what we want. Like it's cool, man. It's so cool.
Last thing on the topic of qualifying, I know we don't do like 5 laps in a row. They tend to be very short bursts. What is it like, though, from a flow standpoint, when you're on your push lap and qualifying on those alternates that are at peak performance? Is this like a corner-by-corner mental challenge to attack more and try more? Do you get into a flow, or is it like you're always attacking each corner individually?
I guess the flow comes from practice 1, like just kind of getting into the rhythm. But it's such a qualifying, it's a very intense qualifying here because it's so freaking tight. And it is so important that, like, man, you mess up a little bit and you're 6-7 positions back than where you truly should be. And the Reds give you 1 lap. If you don't get it done in the peak lap, no matter if you abort that lap, you're probably not going to get the peak out of it. And it just puts a lot of emphasis on, like, yeah, okay, maybe you've tried it in FP1, but the track is different. There's more rubber down. And we're talking like 1/10 or 2 will be the difference from going all the way to the Fast 6 or not, or at least just transferring. So that's where like you can't just rely on the flow. You have to like take a few risks because chances are you're hoping that the car's gonna stick. When it doesn't stick is where you kind of like, you know, and you try and save it somehow. So I would say it's a mix of both. Like you're in the flow, you kind of know what car you've got underneath you, but at that time when you've got that one lap, you need to take a few risks and you're like, oh, I hope this works, but just they're incremental. I mean, they're small, but they add up to some lap time at the end of the Q1 at least, because then after Q1 you've got a red set down. Then you can work upon that. But from blacks to reds, it's all close to a second difference. Just pretty big.
All right, so we're just going to close quickly on this. It has nothing to do with this track. Your hat's phenomenal.
Oh, thanks.
You've got
I just got these.
national colors, right?
Yeah.
You got the green and the red representing Mexico at always.
Representing,
Where do folks
baby.
get that? I can't wear one. I got to be impartial, but that's a clean hat.
I've had a lot of very good reviews on it lately, but you can get it at Pato Shop. PatoO'WardShop.com.
And promos for the Pato Shop. I love it.
Man, Pato Shop goes everywhere. It's booming. Let's go.